Hey y'all. So, if you are not a member of my Patreon and would like to support my content, you can go ahead and click my Patreon link below and become a member today. So, who was in my live, my weekly live Tuesday night when I asked, had any of you noticed where you live that maybe the weather has been a lot colder this year? I was telling you guys that this year, even right now in April, has been the coldest April in Mississippi that I can ever remember, right? And some of you responded and were saying, oh, it does seem a little bit colder. Some of you are saying, the temperature feels fine or feels the same where you are. But I'm just thinking this is just, it's odd. It's different. So I talked to my best friend the next day, and I'm telling her the same thing. Like, does it seem like it's been a little colder lately? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, how ironic is that the very year we need the heat the most, it seems to have been colder than any past recent years. So that brings me to what we're going to talk about today. So I had no clue this was actually a thing until just here recently. So if you are not following me on Instagram, go ahead and give me a follow over there at Instagram, RhondaMary Vids. Sometimes I talk about stuff over there that I don't necessarily talk about or don't fully go into on YouTube, or I might not do a specific video for it, okay? So if you go follow me on Instagram, I've already been talking about Bill Gates, how creepy he is with trying to force these vaccinations on people, saying we aren't going to be able to travel. At some point, we're going to need digital certificates of vaccinations and all these weird things, right? So come to find out, not only is he doing that, but he also has his hands in this scheme to literally block out sunlight. Okay, so check the date of this article. This was written in August 13. This was written on August 13, 2019, but you can actually find older articles, I think from even 2018, talking about this new program to play with the climate. Okay, that's literally what they're doing. So this is according to Yahoo News. Bill Gates backs plan to tackle climate change by blocking out the sun. It sounds like a wacky idea out of science fiction, but it's funded in part by billionaire Microsoft founder Bill Gates and backed by top scientists at Harvard University. The researchers believe that a fleet of specially designed aircraft could spray sulfate particles into the lower stratosphere to cool down our planet and offset the effects of climate change. I'm going to drop this article below. This is from Yahoo News. But I liked how this article explained the experiment. This is from prepforthat.com. Harvard blocking sun concept uses a balloon. The Harvard scientists will launch a maneuverable balloon into the stratosphere above the United States Southwest region. The balloon will then programmatically release calcium carbonate into the stratosphere. The initial test is slated for the spring of 2019. Scientists are basing the work concept on past volcanic eruptions, namely the massive eruption of the Pinatubo in the Philippines in 1991. The eruption blew 20 million tons of sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere. As you likely guessed, that sulfur dioxide formed a coating around the Earth and caused a universal lowering of the Earth's core temperature. All right, so this is not some theory. This is not something that I'm just turning on my camera and talking to you guys about. This is talked about on mainstream news sources. You guys can go research this yourself. Not only that, Harvard University talks about the experiment on their own website. It talks about the experiment, how it works, when and how the materials will be released, who funds it, the risk involved, and all of these different things. This information is available to you guys. I mean, look at these people. These are the people over this project. So the things that people have been talking about, like the government, philanthropists, whoever actually engineering the weather, this is a real thing. This is a real thing. That's what that is. The same man that is trying to inject you guys with a digital record of vaccinations is also trying to block out the sun, which we need the most right now. Okay, I just did a video the other day, go check that out, about UV, okay, which can be found in the sun and through other methods as well, like they have these UV lights, but it's literally a natural disinfectant. Okay, they've been doing these studies recently that literally show that coronavirus on surfaces outdoors killed instantly, like within minutes. And so now not only are they trying to keep us in the house, but it's found to be that you've been manipulating the weather. I mean, I don't know what more to tell y'all, but I often tell y'all how these philanthropists often try to play God. And I do not like the fact that we have unknowingly basically become these people freaking science pet projects. Why is this okay? Who approved this? Who makes it okay for them to just inject things into the air, inject things into us? Who the heck is Bill Gates, and why does he have a right to even take on such projects? But y'all, we need to be way more informed on these things. We need to just keep our eyes open, not put these things past people, and push against these agendas. Okay, a lot of times they kind of plant these ideas early to kind of lower our defenses to them. This microchip thing they started talking about years ago, and now they're trying to slowly just lower our defenses to these ideas over time. And so we have to talk about these things. We have to get the word out there, and we have to push back against these agendas. And this whole virus thing and how it's been literally used, y'all, this is warfare. This is maybe, I mean, very deeper than most of us, I think, even imagine at the start of this. And I was just talking about this on Twitter just yesterday, that the crazy thing about it is we won't really know the truth about the coronavirus, what, who, where, when, why. We won't know the truth for years and years to come. And when we finally know the truth, people won't even care, because they will have moved on to the newest narrative that the media has told them to care about. Okay, it's the same thing that happened with 9/11 and the Afghan war. But those are my thoughts. Leave your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.